Hello, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yeah, good morning.
Where are you from?
I'm from India.
Welcome. You have just subscribed for a trial basis, right? All right. How are you doing today?
Yeah, it's quite good.
Mm-hmm. Would you like to tell me a little bit more about yourself?
Yeah, my name is Sirisha. I'm from Andhra Pradesh. It is located in the southern part of India. So I completed my graduation. Now I'm preparing for IELTS. Actually, my exam on 13th of April. It's speaking test. Yes, that's it.
That's next week, yeah? This week.
What?
Your test 13th of April.
Yeah.
Is it academic?
Yes, sir.
All right. And how confident you are?
Um, Actually, I'm struggling with some words. So like I'm facing a lot of problems while speaking.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not confident.
Okay. Um, have you taken any sample test or mock test from the
Actually,
online?
actually no.
All right. Okay. And how about your reading, listening, and
Yeah, listening is good. One of my friends corrected my writing test daily. It's like 6 bands. And reading is also good, but I struggled in speaking.
okay? And how much score do you need?
I want 6.5.
You need 6.5. Okay. So let's practice some speaking today then, shall
Okay.
we? Okay. Can you see the screen that I have shared just now?
No.
The computer screen, I have shared it. Can you see it?
Yeah, I see.
All right. Okay. These are the four sections of speaking they will mark you in IELTS exam. So fluency and coherence, 25%. Lexical resources, 25%. Grammatical range and accuracy, 25%. And the last one is pronunciation. Okay. And I'm sure you know more or less all these, explanations. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do a sample test today for you, the speaking task one. Then from there we can describe about some of the criteria what you need to know to get good score. All right,
Yeah, sure.
that's great, Siri. And I wish you best luck for the upcoming exam.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Uh, Give me one quick second. So, do you know what's the meaning of fluency?
Yeah, fluency. Yes, sir.
What do you understand by this word, fluency?
Fluency means we have to pronounce the word in a correct manner. I mean, the other person should understand what we are saying.
No, that's pronunciation.
Okay.
Fluency is one moment. Fluency is the normal speed, the way you speak. Okay, it shouldn't be quite faster. It shouldn't be quite slow, but it should be medium, speed. And also you must maintain the a little bit gap from one word to another or one sentence to another. Okay, I'll give you the tips at the end. Let's do the test for you. Uh, just picture it, you are on the test center today, and in IELTS speaking task, there are three sections. Task 1, general conversation. Task 2, a little bit more and in-depth explanation about the topic. We call it cue card. I'm sure you know that. And task 3 is more analytical, more logical explanation about the topic of task 2. Okay, and all of the cases, remember that your marking criteria will be fluency and coherence. Coherence means when you're explaining the topic step by step and only about the topic. Lexical resources comprise with different kinds of vocab like synonyms, antonyms, phrasal verbs, phrases, idioms, and even some cases local dialect, English dialect. And I'm sure you know grammatical range and accuracy means you have to use correct grammar,
Yeah.
okay, and different kinds of grammatical pattern. And remember that one challenging part of this speaking task is that when you have been asked to describe a story or incident from the past, most of the cases our candidates use present tense. You need to be careful that you
Yeah.
can't generally use a present tense for describing past. It won't make any sense in that case. But we can still use it past tense in present form or present tense in the past, like when is a direct speech. For example, my mom always said to me, Rahat, you must study hard. Now, it is in inverted comma. So in that case, you can use it. Or for the universal truth, like my teacher said, the sun rises in the east. Sun always rises in the east because it's an universal truth. And pronunciation is the technique how you should, express the word correctly with the right stress, with the right intonation. English language like a rhythmic, like music goes up and down, and we have to stress on the correct uh, syllable. And I'm sure you know the syllable is the breaking part of a word, how we can pronounce it comfortably and suitably. As we go through, I'll explain all these bits and bytes. Okay, so let's do on your task one. Task one is very easy. So on your test, you must take your. Is it a paper based or computer based?
Pap based.
Paper based. Okay. You must take pencils and your ID. Passport is favorable, and arrive there before at least 15 minutes of your test time. Okay, like if it is 9 o'clock, you should be there by 8:45 or 8:30,
Oh,
and feel comfortable. Okay,
yeah.
take some
Okay.
water with you because sometimes you may be thirsty. They don't allow anything else in the exam center except your ID. Your mobile phone should be switched off, pencil, rubbers or erasers, and glass of glass. I mean, a bottle of water. Okay, and is it this listening test on that day or speaking?
Speaking test on 13th of April and LRW on 16th of April.
Okay, so speaking test they can allow you take water, but in listening they don't allow water because it might affect other people. Okay, so and the task one, when you arrive, remember that all of your conversation would be recorded in an audio device. because that's the evidence that you have taken the test, and it should be sent to the, I don't know which IELTS are you taking. Is it IELTS IDP, Australia, or British Council?
IDP, British Council.
Both of them.
Yeah, I mean IDP. I think.
IDP is from Australia, but they're same qualities, same parameters, so nothing to be worried. Okay. So what happens? They give the record of your all conversation and save it for 90 days. The reason is that sometimes some candidates are not happy with their scores. Then you can appeal within the 28 days from the day of the test. Then they can review your test with the second examiner, and if the difference comes half or more than half, then they average the score and you get the new and updated score. Okay, Siri.
Yeah.
So
Yes, sir.
the first common question is always, remember, greatest greatest tip and trick is that you must listen to the question carefully, and in every question there is a pattern, and you need to answer it using the same pattern. Like if the question is in present tense, you need to answer it present tense. If the question is past tense, you need to answer it past tense. If the question is conditional, you must use the same conditional structure. Okay, try to relax, speak confidently, speak in your natural way of talking with a natural tone. You don't need to be follow any accent at all, but if possible, follow the pronunciation techniques. And after the end of the test, speaking task one, I will explain you what are the pronunciation techniques and how you can follow it most probably. Okay, the first question is always, may I see your ID?
Yes, sure. Here it is.
Yeah. And also the second question they ask, what's your full name?
My full name is Sirisha Yalakala.
Okay, or sometimes they ask, may I know your full name? It's the same question. Okay, and remember, when you're answering, do not be limited to yes, no. Always answer it in full sentence, because the more you speak, the more the examiner will be able to assess your quality of English. And it is not expected that you would be 100% accurate in everywhere. Even the natives are not, always correct and accurate when they are, using grammar. They may be correct in their pronunciation and accents, but they may not be correct in grammar and other parts. Okay. So third question might be, how may I address you?
Um, you may call me with my first name, Sirisha.
Hmm. Okay. Where do you come from?
I'm from Vizag. It is a big city. Here, nearly uh, 20 lakhs of people are inhabitants.
Okay. Here is two tips for you. Always mention the name of your country, and also say in million, because lakh is not an English word. Okay. It's a
Okay.
local word. So like you can say 20 million people live. And Vizag is the city of Andhra Pradesh of India.
Yeah. Okay, sir.
Very good. And how did you come to the test center today?
Yeah, actually, I use private transportation when I go anywhere. So today also I use a bus to come to the uh,
Hmm.
test.
Okay. When you came, did you find any traffic jam anywhere?
Actually, no, because the roads are very free. So I didn't get any traffic what's traffic zones.
Okay. Um, what's your profession at the moment?
Sir, what?
What's your profession at the moment?
Actually, I'm a student. Recently, I completed my graduation. Now I'm preparing for IELTS.
Hmm. And what's the reason for taking this test?
I want to complete my master's in abroad. So I prefer Germany is the best country for me. So I take my IELTS.
Have you contacted any university for your admission?
Actually, no, because after completion of my IELTS exam, then only I contact all the universities over there.
Uh, do you know any admission criteria for them?
Actually, no. One of my friend told me he will assist everything for me. So, um, and I have no idea about that.
Hmm. Okay. And do you know your required score?
I just want 6.5 for my uh, university entrance.
So in order to study there, do you need to know also German language?
Yeah, it's really important to go to Germany. And I'm also learning German language from YouTube.
Okay. Can you tell me in German, how are you?
Is sorry, uh, sorry about
Good morning. How do you say good morning?
Guten Morgen.
Guten Morgen. Wie geht es dir?
Yeah. What?
Wie geht es dir? How are you?
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, I was in Germany for a year, so I know some basic words. Okay, these are the more or less in a part one. Now, two things I have noticed from your conversation. Your French is okay. That you have used, remember, in IELTS exam, it is better not to be repetitive. You have used actually 5 times in your explanations, okay? You can use one time only, remember. Do not be repetitive. There is another criteria of IELTS exam to get good score. If you want to use actually, then you have to use the synonym of the actually. Do you know what are the synonyms of actually?
No.
In
Usually.
usually, very good. You can use generally, in fact, and there is a Latin phrase writing it for you. De, de facto. It is the same as in fact, actually, okay? And you have used one incorrect grammatical expressions that is very common in most of the people. One of the, you said one of my friend told me.
Hmm. Yeah.
Remember, if you ever use this expression one of, then the subject must be always plural. So one of my friends told me or will help me rather than one of my friend, okay? Always plural. Very good. So let me give you some more techniques. I'm going to share the second screen. Depending on your response, the whole speaking task is in between 15 to 20 minutes. Okay? And IELTS cue card is like a card, where you will get a topic. Okay, and the examiner will give you 1 minute and with a pencil and will ask you to write down the points what you're going to talk. So my suggestion would be you see the topic. Now many times candidates ask me, can I change the topic? No, you can't change the topic. These topics are very easy topics, okay? So from our daily life, anyone can answer it, honestly. Okay, so in IELTS speaking tips, and as I said, fluency and coherence. Fluency and coherence refers to ability to talk with normal levels of continuity. Like you can see that sometimes some people get stuck, okay, like they're explaining. Say, very often many of our candidates get stuck because of two reasons. Number one, they don't know enough vocabulary. Number two, they're confused to use which words they should use. Number three, sometimes they're confused to use the grammar correctly. Though sometimes people say that grammar is not important, that is totally wrong. In IELTS exam, TOEFL, or any other certified English exam, you must know how to use grammars correctly. Otherwise, it will affect your score. Okay, so as I'm going through, if you have got any question, please stop me, Siri, and ask me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So topic ideas and language together to form coherent, connected speech. This is very important in English learning. Do you know what is connected speech? Any idea?
Um, in connecting two sentences,
It. Uh,
using conjunctions like and, but.
mhm. It is not only conjunction, it is how you should pronounce the word. Because of the connected space, sometimes you have to produce a different sound than what is written on the word. Sometimes you have to remove some sound. Okay. Sometimes
Okay.
it should be shorter vowel sound. Ah, shorter, ah, longer. A sound, oo sound. Okay. Uh, I suggest that being an IELTS candidate, everyone should know more or less how the sounds are affected and how the sounds are created. Okay. Number one, use correct grammar. Okay. So when you're explaining, remember, as I said, like very often a common question is, tell me a memorable incident from your past, Siri. And remember, for every question in task 1 and task 3, you'll get 20 to 30 seconds time, and you need to answer in this 20 to 30 seconds. So I'm asking you this question. Say in the task 1, sometimes they ask, can you please tell me a memorable incident from your childhood?
There are a lot of memorable incidents in my childhood. I spent my time uh, with one of my friends uh, at, at my school. Um, there we spent nearly 20 minutes uh, for a discussion about a topic. This is really helpful to me. Helped me to know about more about my subjects. Uh, why this is most memorable uh, incident because of my sirs are helping me uh, to come out of the problem, and that's it.
Okay, thank you very much. Well done. Number 2 is clarity. Clarity means you must speak clearly and loudly. Okay. Do not mumble. Mumble means sometimes some people will speak very slowly. They do like this in speaking. No, always be clear and loud enough so that the examiner can hear you.
Okay, okay.
Okay. Number 3, accuracy. So accuracy, I'm sure you know that. Focus on clear grammar and precision, using it correctly. Okay. Do not try to use new words or phrases you are not sure of. That is another problem with many of our learners. They know lots of vocabulary, many students, but they don't know how to use them correctly. Content, we call it. Content is very important. And so when you're learning, my suggestion would be that learn whether what kind of parts of these and how it can be used. Okay. So this is number 3. Number 4 is self-correction. Say if you think that you're making a mistake, okay, straight away correct it. Let me give you an examples. I've got a colleague who always uses wrong grammar. She's an English colleague here. She always say, "Hey Ali, you was coming on the other day." Okay, I always correct her. Yeah. I say, you were coming. Oh, she said, "Oh, sorry, I always make this mistake." Look, so when you find that you're making a wrong grammar, straight away correct it. just saying sorry, oh, I'm used to wrong grammar, sir, that should be this. Okay, if you have made a mistake, then you can say like, okay, number 5, talk loudly, loud enough so that examiner can hear you, assess you. Do not speak too fast or too slow. Remember, some students and some learners have the trend to speak faster. If you speak faster, what would happen? Number one, you lose the accuracy of sound. Number two, you may lose the grammatical correctness. Number three, words are jumbled, one
Yeah.
word with another word. And sometimes you got stuck, oh, what I'm going to go talk now. Okay, so that is very important. Number 7, look, maintain 3 to 5 seconds gap technique in speaking. This is one of the important points in IELTS exam. Say you have been asked question, can you please tell me what is global warming? Now you're speaking global warming is the warming of the globe. Then you stop like 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, 4 second, 5 second. Then you start speaking again because you're thinking which word you should use now. So in IELTS exam, this will affect your score. If you're quiet for more than 5 seconds, then you're not 100% fluent. But if it happens 2 to 3 times, you'll get less marks because it will affect your score. So remember to choose the word or sentence within the 5 seconds gap. So that is where is it? Number 7. Number 8, be confident. Remember that even if you're making mistake, always be confident. Don't stop for this. Don't let it stop you because you're making mistake. Remember, it is not expected that candidates should be 100% accurate. That's why you're taking the test, to assess the quality of English. Okay, and always focused in a positive way. Whatever you say, don't say I don't know. Okay, if you don't know answer, just you have to make the negative answer in a positive way. And this is also a helpful tip for a job interview. You'll say, sorry, I don't know, but I would like to know later. Okay, this is a job technique interview. Also, do not be repetitive. Look, number 9. So like you have used 5 times or 4 times actually in the answers. Do not use it next time, please. If you want to get good score, use the synonyms, alternative ways to express it. And sometimes some people use feelers, the feelers like, oh, or what, well. No, you can use 1 time, maximum twice, but do not use more than twice the same word. Number 10, almost same, use different kinds of vocabulary. So we have to know synonyms, again, antonyms, phrasal verbs, and try to use some expressions like over the moon. People use, hey, I'm over the moon to attend the exam.
Yeah.
Okay, and try to use some rich and standard vocabs. If you want to get good score, especially if it is more than 6, the examiner is going to assess all these things, whether you have used a phrase or idioms or not, a good and standard vocab or not. Okay, in speaking, it may be possible to give some examples sometimes. Give the examples with personal example, like what you would do in this situation. Okay, one example is that uh, this is one of the common questions in IELTS exam, that you'll be given a situation to use present tense, past tense, and future tense, and another situation to use conditional conditional sentence, especially conditional second conditional or third. Okay, and when you're giving example, make it interesting. So interesting means always answer in a smiling mood, and try to give a real life examples of your, from your own life. Stick to the point. Remember, it's very important when you're talking about a topic. Okay, just talk about the topic. Do not bring unnecessary word, unnecessary topic in it. Number 14, talk as much as you can. Always make sure to talk as much as possible, even if you're shy. If you do not speak, you cannot be marked. You'll be given a lower band score because you didn't answer. Okay, and let me show you one of my real life examples. One of my students on the first day in speaking action, he became very nervous. So don't be nervous. Always be cool and calm. And he was sweating. When the teacher asked him, "Hey, what's your name?" He started sweating, and after that, he couldn't answer anything at all. And he got 0. Though he shouldn't get 0, he should get at least 1. And he took some lessons from me privately, and look at his improvement. He got second time 6 straight away in speaking, and he was so happy because 6 was his required score. Okay, so you must talk, as I said. Speak naturally. Okay, sometimes some people have the trend to speak in a different accent. You don't have to follow any accent, as I said. Your own tone, own pronunciation technique should be fine. Okay, speak articulately. That means speak with the natural way of your tone. Use correct context, collocation, and connotation. This is another important factor. When you're using a word, use it on the correct context, what it means. Okay, and collocations are those techniques when some words must take the second word as a natural way. For example, listen to. After listen, we use to, and before mistake, we use make. We don't say do mistake. Do mistake is incorrect. Making mistake. Okay, like lions roar, children cry. These are collocation. We say it. Okay. 17. Use compound and complex sentences wherever possible. If your target is to get more than 6, you must use compound sentence. And I'm sure, Siri, you know what is compound sentence. You already said that you have to use conjunctions to connect 2 or 3 ideas. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. So, any other questions up to?
Uh, uh, Please explain me how to utilize the 1 minute in cue card.
Okay.
It's a problem.
Cue card is the amazing part of IELTS exam where you'll be given a card and you'll find the topic there. Okay, we're going to have a cue card test in a moment. One moment. I'm trying to find it. So when you get the cue card, you know that you'll be given a white small paper and you have pencil, and teacher might give you a pencil as well. Okay, hang on a second. And as soon as you get the topic, then you point out on the paper what you're going to talk. Remember, always you start like this: introduction, body, and conclusion. Okay, so we're going to do a cue card test in a moment. I'm going to share the screen. And once you have started speaking, the examiner is going to listen to you only. And examiner is not going to ask you anything, because cue card is like you're giving a lecture to the student. Okay, please remember that cue card part is nothing but just making up a story, even the topic doesn't match you. Okay, It doesn't matter whether the story is real or unreal, but you have to demonstrate you're speaking English. Sometimes some students say, the teacher, I never had this incident. What should I say? I said to the person, create up. Okay, it's like you're creating a story of your own, but the story should be logical according to grammar. It should be correct. It should be coherent, and it should be have a and conclusion as well. Okay, can you see the screen now? Speaking part 2 cue card.
Yeah.
Like, say you've been given this topic, describe a house or an apartment you'd like to live in. That's the topic. And sometimes on the cue card, you'll find questions like this, and I'm sure you know that already.
Yeah. Where it is, where it be. Yes.
Okay. Take 1 minute and we'll have this sample test. Do you need to explain any of this question, or if the questions is clear to you?
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay, where it is, where it would be, if it is in the future, what you like to do there, who would you like to live there with, and explain why you'd like to live in this place. Remember, you need to talk at least for 2 minutes, and if you speak more, that's fine. We're having practice. And my suggestion would be in the IELTS exam as well, speak unless the examiner says you stop it now. Okay.
Okay.
Let me know when you're ready.
Sir.
Let me know when you're ready so that I'll check the timing. Timing is very important in cue card.
Okay.
Then I'll give you a little bit feedback publicly, and I can, if you need any more feedback, I can send you a message, because
Can I
it's
start?
sure if you're ready.
Currently, I'm living in a rural area, so there are there are a lot of facilities. So I just want to move to the city. Uh, there is a big apartment. I would want to stay there. The name of the apartment is Greens. It is really a beautiful apartment. There are many facilities are available. Moreover, it's a three-bedroom flat with a kitchen, and there is a in the yard. We have to we have to plant or group many plants over there. The front view, uh, the view from the balcony is really amazing, and it's just beside the uh, uh, Bay of Bengal. So it's really an amazing experience if I move there. So I would like to stay there with my family members uh, because I just want all I want them in every time and every moment. And apart from that, it's also a very convenient place for my college. There are lack of facilities like transportation available. And just beside the apartment, there is a beautiful restaurant. Name of the restaurant is Novotel. They serve a beautiful food. And in my future, I just want to move there because every facility is available, and I think it's really suits to my lifestyle. So that's it.
You spoke only 1 minute 48 seconds.
Okay.
You need to speak a little bit more, Siri, if you want to get good marks. Okay. Your fluency is okay. Cohesion is all right. Okay, so if you want to expand your topic, someone just subscribed, right?
Yeah.
Hello, Johnny. Thanks for the subscription. So my suggestion would be, Siri, look at these questions once again. You'll be given 1 minute time. Johnny, if you're free, you can join. I've invited you. Look at the topic. I have pinned point in the comment section. Describe a house or an apartment you'd like to live in. It will be always a good idea if you just describe a little bit of the topic. The topic is house or an apartment. So in the first sentence, you can say that start with a different sentence, but related to the topic, like different people have different opinions whether they like to stay or live in a house or an apartment. My choice would be to live in you said an apartment, right? So I'm going to describe about my apartment in the following few minutes. Then you have explained where it is, beside the river Bay of Bengal. And you can mention why did you choose it. Say, you can say because of the beautiful scenario, maybe for the Bay of Bengal where I can swim, I can go to the sea beach, I can have a walk. Use 2-3 sentences more so that you can cover your time, okay? Because if you remember that you spoke only 1 minute 48 seconds, you need to speak at least 2 minutes. If you don't speak 2 minutes, it will be affecting your score. Okay, and you have explained that all the facilities are there, like transportation, your college is near. Well done, those are really good points. You can also give some examples. Maybe there are some supermarkets where you can visit or buy your household, shopping. Okay, and what you like to do there in your house? You didn't answer this question.
Yeah, I skipped this.
Yeah, remember that you have to answer all these questions at least. So what you like to do this the house, that means how you're going to spend with your family members. Like you can say sometimes we play together, like Ludo, the local game, or Carom. Do you play Carom and Ludo? Yeah, I know I'm from Asian background, so also you can say sometimes we watch movies together. We play different kinds of games. We spend quality time with family members. Johnny, that's okay, no worries. So okay, so remember, if you bring this, little bit more sentences, it will increase your timing. It will cover all the questions. Number one, remember that you have to answer all the questions, what is written on the cue card. Primary criteria. Secondary criteria, your speaking speed is okay, but do not go above this speed. It will be difficult for the examiner, and it will be less time in that case. Okay. You explain who you would like to live with, your family members. That's great. And explain why you would like to live in this place, as I said. Okay. Is that clear? So if you add 2 or 3 more points, definitely it will cover all the questions as well as the time requirement of 2 minutes. Well done for the first time speaking.
Yeah,
Siri, okay?
yeah, thank you.
I appreciate your way of speaking. Great. Now, if you remember, speaking task 3 is related to the topic 2. So let's go to the task 3 so that we can have another mock test. Now part 3. Remember, in part 3 is more analytical and more logical, and for each and every question you'll get 20 to 30 seconds time. So in 20 to 30 seconds time, you can always answer the question at least 3 or 4 sentences. And I have noticed when you are finishing, you said that's it, do not use it. Just give a pause so that the examiner can understand now you have finished your answer. Okay. And another thing very often many of our learners use, like, have you visited, for example, have you visited New Delhi, the fort of, say, Taj Mahal? Sometimes people say, oh, yes, yes. Don't say yes, just simply, yes, I've visited it. Or no, I haven't visited it. Without saying no, no twice, or yes, yes twice, or simply no once or yes once. Okay, Siri? This is another technique. We do it very often. Okay. Now, So in the speaking task 3, as you might be aware, the examiner is going to ask you this type of questions, but for your reading, I have just displayed it. If you want, I can ask the question, then you can answer, or you can read it, or you can answer, whichever you think is comfortable for you.
Uh, uh, you can ask the question, then only I'll answer.
Yes, that will be better. But also, you should know what are the questions I'm going to ask. Okay. And also, in the task 2, I should have mentioned, sometimes people make it more interesting, like uh, the new house where I would be moving, we're going to take a family photo as a selfie and keep it beside my room. I'll have a separate room. You can describe like this: in the new apartment, I have got a room which is decorated by me, and I'll have all the my favorite things like my teddy bear, selfie, or if you play guitar or keyboard, it will be beside me. Sometimes they make up in a different ways.
Mm.
Remember, speaking task cue card is nothing but creating a story in a very interesting way. All right. So now, do you think it's better to rent or to buy a place to live in?
In my opinion, it's completely depends upon the person's effort. Because if the person is affluent person, then he can buy his own house or place to live. Whereas if I talk about
Siri, I can't hear you. Hello. I think we have a connection issue. Can you please comment when you're back? Okay, I'm inviting you. Sorry, I just lost you suddenly. I don't know the reason why. Welcome back. Sorry, it's a network glitch, I think. Okay, please answer it once again because you got disconnected in the middle of your conversation.
yeah, in my opinion, it depends upon the person's effort. Because if the person is from affluent family, then he can buy a place and he built his own house. uh, on the flip side, if the person is made uh, middle class or poor family, then he can't afford to buy a place or build a house, so he mostly prefer to stay in the rented house.
Okay, very good answer. Okay, remember sometimes some of the question has direct implication about you. Like the question number 2, how easy is it to find a place to live in your country? Do not give a generalized answer, give a specific answer. Like you can say, it's very easy to find or very difficult to find a place to live in my country because this is the reason. Now you're going to say the reason why. Okay, is that
Okay.
clear? Very good.
Yeah.
So now let's go to this question number 2. How easy is it to find a place to live in your country?
uh, uh, Sir, I have no idea.
Okay, so if someone wants to find a house to rent or buy, is it very easy in your place, the place you live in Andhra Pradesh? Or
Yeah,
is it difficult or it's easy?
it's easy.
Okay, so you will answer it's very easy to find a house or rent a property. Then you'll give the examples how they can find it. Do you have to buy through the letting agency? Do you have any specific department? Do you have any procedure?
We have some legal procedure.
Okay, so you have to explain that we have got to be compliant some legal procedure, and after that you can buy it. Do you buy it with whole cash money? Does the bank need to give you any mortgage, or you have to take loans from the bank? You can also add, like in the Western countries, you can't buy a property unless the bank gives you mortgage. Okay, and also same as legal procedures, almost same. Okay, so highlight two or three things like this. Okay, now can you answer it? I've given you the clue.
Yeah, okay.
How easy it is to find a place to live in your country.
It is really very easy to find a place in my country. There are a lot of stuff uh, uh, like banks are available to take the loan from them, and also there are some legal procedures we have to follow to buy a place. Is it right?
Yep, that's fine. Number three, do you agree that there is a right age for young adults to stop living with their parents?
I don't think it's not at all necessary to stop the people to live without parents. I mean, to stay away from the parents, because in India, most of the adults are live with their parents, and till they till they get the job.
Okay.
So
Go on.
nothing said.
No, no.
That's it.
Complete the sentence. So you said so. That means you're just going to start another sentence. That's right. It depends on the adults unless the person gets a job or becomes financially independent. They like to stay with their parents. That's the fact. Okay. What options are available to young couples looking for accommodation in your country?
There are a lot of options are available. They can uh, take the apartment as rented apartments or flats. Hmm. Sir, I don't know.
Okay. Here you can add in India. Is there any way you can share the property with other people?
No.
Okay. You don't have that kind of option. Uh, like two couples share the same big apartment, like four-bedroom house. Do you have this kind of opportunities? You said no. Okay. Now, if you say there are a lot of options, in that case, you need to explain what are the possible options that a couple can look for an accommodation. Remember, if you're saying something, you have to establish with the examples. But if you don't want to establish an example, you will simply say there are not many options for the couples. It is difficult to find a property because now we have to tell the reason again why they can't find it. Always make sure you establish the fact whatever you say in the previous sentence, and that is very important in IELTS exam. That is, we call it cohesions and examples. Okay, and an analytical answer. Okay, next question is, oh, what happened? What are some of the pleasures involved in making a home for ourselves? This question is sometimes many people don't understand. Do you know what does it mean, this question?
Pleasures means things like money.
Yes, what things are needed for buying a house and what procedures possibly sorry, like you have to have money, you have to have legal document, etc., etc. You have to be adult. Okay, and sometimes sometimes the people may ask you, "Well, where is the money source? How did you get the money?" They might ask you like your savings bank statement, or if you get the money from your father, inheritance from your parents. Okay, this is the answer of this question. Okay, now last question. Look, it is remember in one question there will be situation you have to explain tense present tense and a future tense.
Yeah.
Look at this question pattern. This will demonstrate your three tenses that you can use correctly. How is the housing price in your country now?
Uh, when compared with the past, the prices are increased because the what did I say? Uh, like the models are changed and most of mm, the way of house is changed.
Okay, you can add a, an estimated idea of a house. Say if you can add like this, say if it is a two-bedroom apartment or house, say for example, it's 2 million rupees. For example, I'm just giving an idea. Or if it is a four-bedroom house, it should be 3 million. Okay, and always try to give the answer in local currency as well in with dollar. Say if it is 2 million rupees, say it is like $80,000, for example. Yeah, I'm just giving an example. So tell like this. Okay, good answer, present tense. And how was it 5 years ago?
In before 5 weeks, it's cheaper than now. Uh, because there are less facilities for an apartment or so
Hmm.
yeah.
You're finishing with so. So means you're going to say another word or another sentence. Remember, if you don't want to say anything, just finish it there. Okay, give a pause. If you give a pause, the examiner will be able to understand that your answer is finished. And also mention 5 years ago, because the price was bit cheaper, people could buy it. And many people could buy two or three properties. Property is a good business in our country. Here's some two or three facts like this. Last question. How will it be after 5 years?
After 5 years, the price will be raised um, because most of the people uh, tend to move to the apartments. So it will be increased in the later 5 years. Like, okay.
Okay. Do you think that you can buy a property in the future?
Sir, come again.
Do you think that you can buy a property in future?
Yes, definitely. I want to give this. I want to buy a house for my parents. Yeah, they will be happy if I purchase a house for them.
Very good. Well done. Siri, we have got only 30 seconds. Remember, these classes are only 1 hour and very tight schedule. So practice a little bit more. I'm sure you can do better than what you're doing now. Okay. And thank you very much once again for the
Thank,
subscription, though it's trial
thank you,
basis.
sir. Yeah,
Okay.
thank
And if you need any question, any help, write in the comments section in the subscriber chat.
you.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Once again, wishing you the best luck and always be confident when you're talking. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Bye. 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 Bye, sir.
Bye.